Hello and welcome to Philip Hawke for the Selkirk Sevens, the final round of the Kings of the Sevens for this season. Well, with Melrose having already secured the Kings title last week, the question today was who would lift the Buccleuch Estates Cup for the Selkirk Sevens. Well, after a pulsating afternoon of rugby action, it was fitting that the final was contested between the top two teams in the Kings table, Gala and Melrose. Let's enjoy the highlights of the final now with commentator Dale Clancy.
Andrew Skeen, the referee, in his first ever Kings of the Sevens final, just waiting to get proceedings underway. Quick glance of the watch and Struan Hutchison patiently waits. They get play underway here in the final at Philip Hawke. It's a high testing kick which has been well gathered in the backfield there. Glenn McCrum just picking up from the base and trying to power his way forward, but the referee, Andrew Skeen, just spotting a little knock on in there. Lachlan Johnson, one of the players involved in that little sloppy start to this final here. Maybe I put into the scrum to Gala inside their own half. Scott Peffers loitering behind the scrum as the ball exits and ends in the hands of Peffers, who tries to get a bit of width now on the Gala play. Doing well to retain the ball and concede territory, but retaining the possession of the ball, which is vital in this final, which is no doubt going to be very close all season. These two sides have been hard to separate in the Kings of the Sevens circuit, as Andrew Skeen has spotted that Bruce Colvin not able to maintain his body weight as he's fighting for the ball on the floor. Gala take the quick tap and give it in the hands of Johnson. He looks to just duck it forward, but had been well gathered there. Ewan Lindsay in there as well, acting as defenders. Glenn McCrum powering forward now. Gala under incessant pressure here in the first half, and it now tells as Melrose force the penalty. Bruce Colvin takes quickly. Spreads the ball to Lindsay. Lindsay has then got Struan Hutchison in support. Now Rolly Brett gets his hands on the ball, angles towards the corner and looks to release a teammate who's ripped clean of his shirt. The ball congested up there as well as it powers over the line. Struan Hutchison has to dig that ball out of the unorthodox area anyway, but the referee has awarded the score. And it's first blood here to Melrose. Conversion attempt, right booted kick. It's high and it's testing and it's on target as well for Struan Hutchison, so it's a 7-point start. Struan Hutchison with all the points early on here. He's able to get the opening 7 points, and the restart now. Straight down the throat of Johnson, who does well and rising onto that ball, gathers it, gets it secure and brings it to ground, and eventually Peffers gets his hands on the ball, and Russell Kerr looks to try and break free, links up back with Peffers, sizes up his options. He's almost cut out there by the on-rushing Melrose defence, but he does well to retain and then find some teammates in support. Some evasive running now from Gala comes on as they look to dislodge this very well organised Melrose defence early on. Running up dark alleys, but the support is there with Glenn McCrum, but well turned over by Rudy Campbell. Edinburgh Accies player in, offering some emergency cover for this Melrose side. Bruce Colvin now on the 10-metre line looks to release Struan Hutchison, just not able to gather that pass, and it's fumbled forward. Melrose looking to extend their lead. Ball's fed in. Bruce Colvin offering a little bit of pressure there, but Andrew Skeen not happy with what he's seen. Tackle off the ball as Johnson takes it quickly and gives it to Peffers. A little skip of the heels and he evades the defenders and looks for Mitchell on the cut. The big fend comes in. But Spence does well to wrap up his opposite man. Peffers passes the ball away from the base into the hands of Jack Niven. And Russell Kerr then has the one-handed offload to Robbie Shearer-Gibb, who playing in his Jed Forest shorts is offering some further emergency cover in this final hard testing season for all the players. Certainly shown in this final with the representation for the players involved, but Rolly Brett not able to gather the ball, knock on. A chance for Gala to launch another attack in this final. There's Richard Mill, another player who's emergency cover but familiar with the Melrose shirt, is packing down in the scrum. Scott Peffers gathers the loose ball and sizes up his options, goes right then back to the left hand side. Colvin dislodges the boot of Peffers, but he powers forward. Good width from Gala on this occasion, but Rolly Brett defending well, and again the one-handed offload coming in from Russell Kerr has put Jack Niven in a lot of trouble here, but Melrose can't capitalise. Shearer Gibb now looking for some space and looking to test Bruce Colvin and take it wide for McConnell. He fends the first man and then looking for some support back inside. Mitchell is there, and now Mitchell is scampering towards the 22-metre line. Well defended by Hutchison, and Colvin has got his mitts on the ball, and he just forces Andrew Skeen to do one thing, and that is award the penalty. The round of applause coming from his dad on the sideline as well. The play into the hands of Richard Mill, but the quick penalty has not worked for Melrose this time. An unforced error, a difficult pass to try and retrieve for Richard Mill, but certainly a man of his ability, you would have expected him to have got that under his spell, but it's a knock on, and it means that Gala now have an attacking scrum further up the field. Rarely threatened so far. Robbie Shearer Gibb and Mitchell perhaps with the best chances to get in behind this Melrose defensive line. Peffers feeds Shearer Gibb, it just squirms through his legs. The tackle continues there from Harry Mikowski as well. Campbell is tackled high, looks to try and get his knees down to the ground, and Gala doing well to keep the Edinburgh Accies player tall and honest in the challenge. He has to fight hard and eventually forces the ruck, and Rolly Brett now is released by Bruce Colvin. Has he got the pace on his opposite man? He needs Colvin again in support. He offloads back to Brett. Good support and play from the two Melrose players linking up, and Richard Mill now releases Struan Hutchison, who's just herring down the centre of the field here at Philip Hawke, and he's going to get his 12th point of the final. The second try. And he's certainly looking like he's a tired individual. Obviously got to go and represent the South tomorrow afternoon at Braidholme, but only one thing on his mind at the moment, and that is the Melrose cause. And it's a lung-busting effort from the Melrose captain, and it extends Melrose lead now 12 points to 0. And that takes us to half-time, the last play of the first half, and it has been the half of Struan Hutchison. 2 tries and a conversion for the Melrose captain means that Melrose hold all the cards here, and it's going to be Gala who are going to need to come from behind if they're going to win this. Andrew Skeen looking to get the second half underway, and Peffers right-footed kick onto the on-rushing Glenn McCrum, who has to make the challenge on Rory Campbell, who gathers above his head. Ross McConnell linking up with Hutchison and Brett retreats and jumps on both feet and then powers forward into the Gala players who have to defend him. Colvin launches the ball to Campbell, who has to do well to gather but gets a knee to ground quickly, asking the referee Skeen to call for the complete of the challenge. Hutchison into the hands of Mikowski, again a little kick of the heels to try and keep the defence honest. Melrose quite happy to play in their own goal area. Richard Mill linking up, and Struan Hutchison offering some support there and a different option for the replacement Edinburgh Accies player. Bruce Colvin now breaches forward and burrows underneath the Gala arms. Rory Campbell breaks free now, and the big fend comes on left-handed, and he's got the pace to go all the way. He's got some attention hearing down on him as he scampers over the 22-metre line, and it's going to be a score for Melrose, and they'll extend the lead here in this final. And it's one of the emergency cover players, and Rory Campbell to get 5 points. 17 points to 0. Struan Hutchison sizing up the posts, an acute angle, takes the score to 19 points to 0. Struan Hutchison alongside another fly half who's played in Melrose colours in many a Kings of the Sevens final, doing well at officiating his first Kings of the Sevens showpiece event. It's from the restart, it's flapped down, and Connor Spence does well to gather, and he's taking Glenn McCrum for a piggyback into his own 22-metre line. Bruce Colvin scythes down the side, he's spotted a gap, but Andrew Mitchell is there and does well just to swarm on the Melrose scrum half. Look to keep it alive now through the hands, but the referee is going to bring that back, and the opportunity there for Bruce Colvin perhaps to put this tournament to bed has just passed them by as he just encroaches on that touch line on the bank inside here at Philip Hawke, which is a glorious afternoon, well attended. is from the line out. It's the easiest of tries that you like, because Bruce Colvin was just lurking at the tail. It's not went to plan for Gala. And Bruce Colvin just walked it in from 5 metres out to extend the lead, 24 points to 0 now. And Struan Hutchison will take all the time in the world. Right-footed kick, got right underneath it as well. It's been watched closely. The flags are raised, and that's a brilliant attempt from the Melrose captain. Difficult to read into how the final would pan out, but it's certainly been very one-sided as McCrum gathers an awkward ball above his head, and Gala now feed Shearer Gibb on the wing, and he wants to try and test his opposite man, but he's been very well defended there by Robin Sharp, who gets back. Got releasing on the ground as well, so Russell Kerr looks to go quickly through the hands of McCrum. Some good interlinking play, but the loose pass there by Aaron McLaren does go to ground. Loose ball. McCrum gathers. One-handed, makes his way towards the 10-metre line, but he's scythed down and just lobs the ball back into the hands of Peffers. And perhaps the efforts in the semi-final starting to show for this Gala side. Good offload there. Mitchell finds Peffers, and the pedestrian pace now has been injected with a little bit of energy from Peffers, who finds Mitchell. The fend comes on, but Hutchison gets back, and he's assisted there with Ross McConnell. Colvin, who's slightly went off his feet at the breakdown, is going to award the penalty to Gala. Andrew Skeen just signals for Peffers to take it quickly. He's got Shearer Gibb on support on the shoulder, and that's brilliant support play from the Jed Forrest winger. He gets the ball dotted down, and it's a reply score for Gala, 26 points to 5 now, and it was well worked eventually for Shearer Gibb to get the score. Peffers adds the extras as well. Richard Mill looking for the ball, and he's going to take this free kick quickly, sizes up his options. He's got Rolly Brett on his right hand side, a little kick of the heels, and finds Connor Spence arriving at pace, but the referee has just spotted that, has drifted forward when he's passing the ball. And Andrew Skeen is going to blow the full-time whistle, and it is the Kings of the Sevens champions who have been crowned victors here at the Selkirk Sevens, the final event here on the Kings of the Sevens circuit, because Melrose have defeated Gala by 26 points to 7 here in the final of the Selkirk Sevens.
After Melrose live to come forward for the medal.
Obviously we were doing our bare bones, had to get a few boys in, and let's just face it, best team won. Rightly so, Kings of the Sevens this year, so no complaints for us. Like,
you must be pleased though to finish runners up in the table.
Definitely, yeah. We did set ourselves out to try and win it, but take second. We weren't expecting to do much today with the squad we've had, but I'll take the victories there. Like.
Well, yes, because you came through some tough ties this afternoon.
Definitely. We seem to have the better of Jed this year, which is always pleasing. They're always a good Sevens side, aren't they? So, and then it was obviously a tough game against Watsons, and stepped too far again. Too many silvers nowadays, though.
So what do you make of the season then for Gala in the Sevens?
It's been quite successful. Obviously they won Marooned at the start of the year, and sadly that was the only win we got, but what's that, 4 or 5 finals, so take that. Just need to try and get some wins next year.
Wee bit of rest now?
Oh, a lot of rest and a lot of drinking.
We just we hit our straps against Kelso, and we just didn't hit our straps against Melrose, and fair play to them. They won a very tight game.
Now Melrose had a lot of injuries, which meant that they invited you to play for them in the final.
Yeah, it was like old times sake. It was quite surreal, to be honest, because I think the last time I played for Melrose was winning this tournament. So it was 2017,
I think.
Yeah, 2017. So no, it's a great club and a great tradition, great history. So yeah, but I'm loving playing for Accies now as well. So.
You were in the huddle at the end with the boys from Melrose. What did you say?
Just said it's a lot of young boys in that Melrose team, and they've just got to grasp every opportunity and enjoy playing for that club, because it is a special club, and winning's very important to them. and I remember the days very fondly. So yeah, great bunch of boys as well.
And Accies, what about them?
Yeah, I mean we've got a very tight knit group of boys, and we've been out like waves this season, you know, in terms of our performances. We've done well some tournaments, and obviously won Berwick, which is great. But we want more, and I think next year, we talked in the change room. Next year is the goal. You know, we want to win Kings. As simple as that. So we're going to keep going until we do. And great bunch of players here. We're very close knit, very similar to Melrose, that sort of bond. So yeah, looking forward to next year already.
And third bronze medal in the Kings of the Sevens then.
Yeah, very happy. Look, we want to win it ultimately, but we'll take third place. But yeah, next year.
We mentioned it's the first time in 9 years that Melrose have actually won the Kings of the Sevens trophy. It's very special for you and the team, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I said it again last week, but Melrose take the Sevens seriously, and to get that first Kings of the Sevens in 9 years was just a massive relief. And those first 3 tournaments at the start of the season are quite important. So your Peebles, Hoyk and Gala tournaments, we went fairly well there, and that gives you a kind of good cushion, or a good kind of number of points going into April, May time. Melrose, we didn't do too well, and then we just picked up points from the following tournaments there. So yeah, the double header was a clinical weekend tournament as well. Obviously winning at Kelso, getting our first tournament win, and then getting to a semi-final at Earlston, and we've just kicked on from there. I think we've grown in confidence, and as I said, the buy-in at training's been spot on. The guys work hard for each other, the coaches have been spot on. Cal Anderson, Mark Robertson, obviously their sevens knowledge, Dougie Crawford, Dougie Dodds just adding little bits into it, giving us energy when we need it, and Stevie Holish and Ailsa Jackson, physio, management, operations, whatever you want to call it, just getting us right as well. So yeah, look, everything's on a plate for us, and that allows us to just then focus on the rugby, focus on the sevens. So as I keep saying, it's a massive effort, and we're just so thrilled to kind of get the reward for the effort that everyone's put in.
And so the Selkirk Sevens brings to a close the Kings of the Sevens for this season. Congratulations to Melrose, crowned today Selkirk Sevens champions, and also, more importantly, Kings of the Sevens winners for this season. We don't have long to wait until it all starts again. In fact, it's the first Saturday in August when we'll be at the Gates for the Peebles Sevens. In the meantime, thanks for joining us today, and from all of us on the team, it's goodbye.